The NFL came out with, if Aaron Donald is not the best defensive player of all time, who is? I say Lawrence Taylor, bar none. I listen, hold on. I'm a Rams fanatic, okay? You know, Rams fanatic. I just think Lawrence Taylor changed his position, rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, all in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? He changed. He made offensive linemen get overpaid to protect their quarterback. The term blindsides by Lawrence Taylor.
Yes.
Washington Redskins had to get Georgia, all those type of people. Philadelphia Eagles in the 80s. Ron Jaworski asked him if Lawrence Taylor is the best player of all time.
See, those are all great points, and he is great. But Aaron Donald elevated to the greatest defensive player in NFL history. I've seen them all. No one has been more disruptive than Aaron Donald. I mean, as soon as the ball snapped, he's taking on 2-3 linemen every time. Imagine how physical he has to be be able to fight off all these blockers, right? Lawrence Taylor, he was blitzing, so he with his speed, he could go around the left tackle, right tackle.
But you ain't never seen speed like that. You ain't never seen
right,
that.
We've never seen speed like that, but we've never seen a player like Aaron Donald.
And the greatest coach of all time is considered who in the NFL?
Greatest.
They can say Belichick. Okay, we'll say Belichick.
I would say Belichick.
Okay. Who's his favorite all-time player? Lawrence Taylor.
Right.
Hey, what was Lawrence Taylor? We're gonna go like a bunch of crazy dogs. Come on, dude.
I mean, that was nice, but
hey.
Okay, let me ask you this question. So, are you telling me that today's athlete isn't better than the players from the 80s, 90s?
We'll never know because we can never.
No, we'll know because you watch the way. Look at what Aaron Donald's doing. He's been in the league. I mean, what, going on 9?
Oh yeah, he's
getting better.
Okay.
Each season, his numbers are getting better, but he's been the most dominant. I mean, he wins the NFC Championship for the Rams, Super Bowl for the Rams.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
And it was the same.
Lawrence Taylor. Now, just think about it. If Lawrence Taylor wasn't on his drugs, how many sacks would he did this? He wasn't even where he was at half the time. They just threw him out there. They say he didn't even know the plays. He just had Belichick just go out there and just stuff.
Right, but that even proves my point.
Hey,
because Aaron Donald's dedication.
Okay.
Right. Aaron Donald has been one of the hardest working players in football. Right. So you got to give him his due. I don't know what people don't see about him. I thought prior to that, I've seen a lot of players. I thought Warren Sapp was one of the most dominant. I seen Reggie White. I seen many defensive players. One of my all-time favorite players, Merlin Olsen. But I had to say, Aaron Donald is the best I've ever seen.
And
I think
this guy's the best you've ever seen, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, look at this.
Over LT, over. Hey, okay.
That's gonna be the last time he.
Monday Night Football. Joe Theismann. What do you think he has to say about that? You remember that?
Well, that was like a freak
I was a
play.
kid. I thought he killed him. I'm not gonna lie. I was a kid. I said, Mom, somebody just Lawrence Taylor killed somebody.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But Lawrence Taylor created a term called the blind side. We never heard about think about it. Offensive linemen. We're not known in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It got known because Lawrence Taylor. And now what's the first thing you do? We need a left tackle to protect our quarterback's blind side because LT. Initials. LT, everybody knows who you're talking about.
Let me ask you this. How many players has Aaron Donald got big contracts for?
Same thing as LT.
Right.
Listen,
they should actually share their signing bonus with Aaron Donald.
Hey, I hear you. LT got the offensive linemen paid in the 80s and 90s, okay, to retire in the 90s. He got all of them paid. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But now the money's bigger. I ain't gonna lie. Aaron Donald did get Dante Fowler paid.
He got all
paid. And
what they do when they left?
You never seen it.
They did continue, right? Okay, so going along your lines, I love Kevin Green. I mean, Green's Gorillas. I was a big fan. But Kevin Green was the same way. I love Kevin Green, but when you base it on sacks, it sounds like he's more dominant than he really was.
No, I'm not saying, but he could play.
But he would bull rush over a fullback. He's getting chipped maybe by he's taking on the tackle.
I mean, they're different positions too, because you got an outside linebacker and defensive tackle, which are different positions.
Interior line.
Yeah, I know it's harder.
This guy's getting banged up.
I know it's harder.
Aaron Donald's throwing grown men around.
We had never heard of outside linebackers. Like we had never heard of LT until LT came around. Like,
right, you never heard of a defensive lineman getting this type of praise, right?
We'll go like this.
I mean, the Rams. Okay, I tell people this. This is the analogy I use to show you the greatness of Aaron Donald, right? I tell people, look at Aaron Donald. Look how many linemen he's played with, right? His numbers keep improving. I said, my favorite defensive tackle of all time was Merlin Olsen. And I tell people this. You can't compare them both because they played in different eras. But the only way to be fair is take out Aaron Donald and insert Marlon Olsen on the Rams defensive line. Marlon Olsen would be above average and good. But imagine if you put Aaron Donald with the fearsome foursome, you know what his numbers would look like? Deacon Jones would have had 25, 30 more.
That's another person they were talking about.
Well, these guys are all dominant, but you're talking about from a different era. These athletes today are amazing. These athletes today, everything progresses. That's why Donald is so special. And people won't really understand the greatness of Aaron Donald until 10, 15 years down the road. They're going to realize what they missed. This guy is unbelievable. When I seen him in St. Louis when he was a rookie, the way he would study film and the dedication, I go, man, this guy's going to be great. And he kept getting better. And he comes to LA, now he's finally getting the spotlight. Same thing, LA is important. Like when Andrew Whitworth, when he was with the Bengals, he was a great left tackle. But he now is going to get the praise, right, coming out here. Same thing with Jalen Ramsey. You know, he was always a great corner. But in Jacksonville, you're not going to get it. Now in LA, you do, right? That's why OBJ needs to re-sign with the Rams. He needs to stay with the Rams. He needs
Up next, you guys saw it, boy. Hey, leave your comments, likes on the link below. Go to Ram Buzz Podcast. Live direct from the Go to Ram Barbershop in Westminster, California. With DeMar, Chris, and Sal.
Yes, let's do it. Go Rams.